Welcome back to the Full Time Ultras, and this is our instant reaction to the two quarterfinals. Some astounding results. One was, I think, one of the best games of the Euros that we have seen, one of the most competitive game of the Euros, and the other was just a drab draw. Such a boring game. We are here recording at 3:30 after seeing 120 minutes of utter crap. But yeah, we are here to review the first game. We'll start off with Germany and Spain. What a game it ended up being. We all thought that was headed for penalties, but it wasn't to be for Germany. And we've got a debut on the channel. It's Harsh's first appearance, and he's our Spain representative for this game. And of course, we've got a German fan who's not the happiest. We'll get his views on the game. But first, we'll start off with you since it's your debut. Uh, Spain went into this game as favorites, right? Were you very impressed with how they played, and what was it that impressed you the most?
Yes, firstly, hola, Espanol. The game was very impressive. The way they performed, they stuck to the proper system which they have set under De La Fuente. The way they have been playing tiki taka beforehand, and now the system that they have switched to, they have adopted pretty well to it, and they stuck to their game plan. The game, as we said, the first 120 minutes were amazing to watch. It was a pleasure to watch both the teams compete back and forth game, amazing chances. But what stood by to me was just sticking by the game plan, passing around, being direct, and the goal that they were trying to score. Yamal was again 16-year-old, amazing person, and I think
What an assist for that
what an
first goal.
assist. He tried that before as well when the chance Morata hit over the bar, but a second time Olmo was there to just finish it off. And I think the German laws need to be readjusted that the young kids shouldn't just play till 8 p.m. They just shouldn't appear in the tournaments anymore. So
But Aditya, for you, has been a very disappointing 120 minutes, I would say, because the intent we were talking when we were watching the game. Were you a little bit disappointed with the intent of Germany? Uh, I would say in the first 60 minutes.
No, I mean I was okay with it because Spain were actually quite good. They were threatening a lot. They had Germany penned in for like especially the towards the end of that first half. We were discussing that, so that's fine. That happens in football. Sometimes you don't have control, especially against the top side like Spain. Uh, and riding it out was the important bit, and that like we did that, so that was good. The goal that we conceded was not like left a huge vacant space on the edge of the box. All our midfielders were like around that space, and then almost just walks into that space and passes it home. It's a really good finish, obviously, but avoidable goal. But it was fine. Like, it was a really good game, and I think Germany didn't like Germany did also have a lot of the initiative and made a lot of chances, created a lot of chances.
Especially after Spain scored,
Yeah.
it was all Germany
Oh yeah,
after
yeah.
that.
Once Spain did score, the game really opened up, and the XG actually was quite heavily in favor of Germany. It was 2.16 to 1.11, 1.11 for Spain. So Germany should have won that game. Full Crook hit the post, had a couple of headers that went just wide. Havertz an attempt which he should have hit the target.
Do you think he should have stayed on the pitch for as long as he did?
See, he brings a lot of good things to the side, but the issue was also that he brought like towards the end of the 90, he was very lethargic and like he was not moving freely, moving very well. His passing was just off, and it was like very lazy and too casual. And yeah, I think Germany wanted to have as many attacking options on the pitch as possible, so the substitutions were used as such, and Havertz could not be taken off. And the moment that Havertz was like, we could take off Havertz, we did do that to restore that balance, that imbalance that was created by having only one centre back on the pitch. But I think I'll give him a bit of slack for the missed chance. It was probably the right attempt, but got unlucky with it, got under it a bit too much, and just overall unlucky. no shame in losing to the Spain side. I'm pretty proud of the team and how not just this game, like the fight that was shown against the best team in the tournament, really, really impressive. And also just the tournament run in general, because we shouldn't forget that this team only got together in March, played only 4 friendlies as the squad, and still performed like probably the second best team of the tournament. So pretty happy with that.
So, in terms of the German core, this is probably Kroos's last major tournament. It is.
Yeah.
Gundogan is also he's not sure what's next. Then you don't know what's going to happen with Fulkrug, Neuer as well. That could be his last tournament. Muller as well
Yeah.
could be his last tournament. It's basically the end of that German core. Uh, what do you think is next for Germany? What do you want to see next?
I don't know. I think the main issue here would be the midfield, because a lot of those midfielders are old. Like you said, Kroos is retiring. Gundogan's post 30. Andrik is not young. Gross is not young. And like apart from Pavlovic, you don't really have young midfielders. You can bring in Goretzka. You can bring Kimmich back into the midfield. But
Is that concerning for you a little bit going into the future?
a bit, but I think solutions can be found. Like there are a lot of youngsters coming up in the Bundesliga, and there are 2 years for the World Cup. And this time there'll be a proper like run into the tournament. It won't be having a manager who's just been in charge for like 6 games before a tournament. So I think Nagelsmann's really won a lot of faith in this tournament, and the national team in general has won a lot of faith in because it's the first knockout win since 2016, and the football's been actually quite good, and that hasn't been the case for a large chunk of the last 6 years. So I think overall there are a lot of positives. Some issues do need to be addressed, but I do trust Nagelsmann and also the national team setup to find the solutions that are required.
uh, Harsh, coming to Spain, we all went in, a lot of people went into this game saying that whoever wins this game are now favorites to take the whole tournament. Obviously, we know that even France have beaten Portugal. But what do you now make of Spain's chances in terms of winning this competition? Do you think that they still have a little bit more to show, or do they go in as favorites to lift this title with the teams that are in the tournament at the moment?
I think, yeah, I completely agree that they are the favorites going forward into this tournament. I think that they have had a smooth run so far, and this is the knockout. And the only thing that I want them to kind of learn and grow from this is a little bit of game management. When they took the lead, they removed their two most attacking
Yeah,
threats.
that was actually a very big because at that point Spain were all over Germany, right? They practically had the chances to like overrun Germany, especially in the wide areas. Nico Williams and Lamine was stretching play, which was getting the attackers in the center. Olmo and Morata were getting a lot of space to run in behind Germany. So that was a pretty weird move to kind of remove both these guys, right?
Yes, I think that basically gave Germany the opportunity to get back into the game, and this is something that they would learn from. They have obviously overcome that now, and they have won the game, and they are into the semis. So that's something that De La Fuente will work behind the scenes and work with the players to see how they can manage the games better, and even in an extra time, just keep position, change the tactics a little bit according to the game plan, so that getting over the line is the goal here. It's not the group stage anymore. So things are going to get dirty, and they need to learn how to get on top when things get dirty, because it's not going to be smooth sailing every single game.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of also suspensions. Most notably, Carvajal is not going to be there. Morata is not going to be there. So a little bit of a concern for Spain going into the game against France.
yes, I feel like Morata has been a key player in this Spain team, and it suits the system that De La Fuente wants to adopt with this team. Carvajal, I feel either Navas or Nacho, as he's the most versatile in the team, has been there for Madrid as well. He might play right back as well, so that might happen. Oyarzabal could replace Morata, but let's see how that fits into the system. But yeah, that's something that we could look forward to. And depending on looking into the France performances in this game, I still think we have the favorites to go into the finals and getting the trophy.
Yep. And then now with that, we'll quickly move on to the next game. The next game we're going to talk about is obviously the second quarterfinal of today. It was um, France beating Portugal on penalties. We'll be joined by Raghav in this one as well. Come on in. The guy who was supporting Portugal. Your raw thoughts first of all? Look at his eyes. He's already bored seeing 120 minutes of such crap football. But your initial thoughts on the game?
I mean, like both sides were wasteful. Like there was, it felt like they're just playing for the draw. It like the same thoughts that I had about the France Belgium game. Like it somehow ends up being France being part of these games. Ever since the group stage, they've not been firing. Even with the amount of attacking talent in their ranks, they haven't been firing. And somehow Portugal have lacked that final touch because the build up is there. Along with when you see Vitinha, you see Vitinha driving forward, you see Bruno Fernandes, you have Bernardo Silva. But when it comes to the final third and getting that final touch and actually converting chances, I think that's why Portugal lack, and that's why they've suffered in this game as well. Even if you see in the 120th minute, they had a brilliant counter-attacking chance, and they did not convert that. That could have been the game. That could have been the game for Portugal. No need for penalties. That's what.
The first half was really poor. Both sides not managing to do too much in terms of clear cut chances. But in the second half, that opened up a lot, and then big chances. Bruno had one to score, but it was a good hand from Magnon. And then the biggest chance was Vitinha. The cross in coming into him, he has to score over there. He has to. France then also get their chances. Two really, really good chances. One came from Camavinga, really bad miss, and then Kolo Muani just repeating what he did in the World Cup. But luckily this time that miss did not come to haunt him. But in terms of converting chances for both teams, it's been a poor tournament in terms of their attack. Even Mbappe does not look like himself. But for Portugal, having all that attacking intent, they've gone 3 games now, 2 games 120 minutes, 1 game 90 minutes without scoring a single goal. And a lot of people have said that that has also boiled down to the fact that Ronaldo has been playing up front. Do you think, looking at this game again, do you think they should have somehow made that change? And also, a big call was hooking off Bruno.
Yeah.
When you know that there's a high probability of this game going into penalties, and then maybe Bruno would have been that player instead of
Instead of
João Felix who
Felix.
takes that penalty. What did you make of all of this?
Roberto Martinez just wasn't brave enough. He wasn't brave enough to hook off Ronaldo when he saw that he needs something more dynamic. He needs something more.
Sorry, I don't know how Diego Jota does not get into.
I seriously don't know, man. Even like, do hell with Diego Jota. Even Goncalo Ramos would have done better in this situation. Like something different because Ronaldo, okay, he is probably the goat. He is one of the best players to have ever graced a football field. But he's a 39-year-old player. You need to take that into consideration, and he's not like in the preview episode that I said the ability and hunger. It shows. And when you have the likes of Jota, who can complement the likes of Leao, you can have played a fluid system. You can interchange Leao and Jota, and you could have brought in like when he brought in Conceição. You could have played a fluid front three because Jota is a versatile player. You could have played a number nine fluid, number nine front three or something like that. So there was no tactical awareness and there was no bravery, and a stupid decision to remove Bruno Fernandes, and let alone penalties. Even in the remaining 20 minutes, he was hooked out at 70. There were 20 minutes left. Bruno Fernandes could have created chances. They could have won the game at 90. Who knows? And if he wanted to, I think Ronaldo should have been the first on the list to be hooked off if he wanted to win the game. I don't think that Roberto Martinez ever went for the win. He, from minute one, he felt like he was content. He was absolutely content with going to penalties. Unlike the Slovenia game where he wanted to win because it's a no disrespect, but an inferior opposition to Portugal. But France, he was like, I'm gonna go to penalties. I want to play 120 minutes of football.
Because even in terms of the penalty takers, Portugal went into this with, on paper, their penalty takers looked very good in comparison to France, because France, at the end, there was no Mbappe, there was no Griezmann. big penalty. Giroud was not there on the pitch as well, so big penalty takers were not there. And then you saw the likes of Kunde step up and Barcola step up and Theo Hernandez step up. Uh, Surely they went into this penalty shootout a little bit confident. Do you think that
Who? Portugal.
Portugal?
Oh yeah, of course. Because yeah, as you said, on paper they had better penalty takers. You see the likes of Bernardo Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ruben Neves didn't take one.
Ruben
I
Neves
don't
did
know
not
how
take-
he didn't take it over Felix.
I'm not sure. Nuno Mendes surprisingly took a really good penalty. I think it was the best penalty of the whole shootout. So
Kundes was good as well.
yeah, Kundes was good as well, but Nuno Mendes was like top notch, top brackets into the top corners. I think they would have been they would have been confident going into the shootout, and I think France would have been a little bit nervous going into the shootout because no Mbappe, no Griezmann is a big loss, and I think France made more intent to win the game within 120 than Portugal. It showed in their decisions. Like Mbappe, I think it was an enforced change. The ball like the incident which happened was an enforced change, but Griezmann, like he's not fired in this tournament till now. Even in the quarters, I was discussing with Aditya, like he's not fired the way we expected him to, or the way he was touted to be firing in this tournament. Like it's concerning for France.
What do you make quickly? What do you make just to end on this? What do you make of France's prospects against Spain?
Spain are gonna watch past this side.
But France have the but France do have the ability of getting past teams by hook or crook. They might not play the best of football, but like we saw today, Portugal had the better chances, but France still ended up going through.
But the difference being Spain is the most dangerous side that they are gonna face till date.
100% win record.
100% win record. I the least goals conceded, maybe they've only conceded like 2 goals, like 3 goals. Like they conceded one against Georgia and one against Germany. Yeah, only two. So they're the most complete side that they're gonna face. Portugal haven't been firing attacking wise, and they're in their group stage. Austria, they got past, they graced past. They've graced past teams till now. Belgium,
Netherlands and Poland as well.
yeah, they grace past. Belgium, they scrape past because Belgium themselves aren't a great team that performed well in the Euros. I think Spain are the most complete side and the most dangerous side that they're going to face till now in the semifinals.
So yeah, that was our instant reaction to the game, or to the two quarterfinals of today. But yeah, we will be discussing the quarterfinals ahead in our upcoming episode as well. So no, stick to our YouTube channel and do the usual drill: like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to switch on the notification bell so that you know when our videos drop. But with that, we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.